Okay, hi. Hi, so I kind of did a similar video to this, kind of like lessons learned from when I was in the military. But this video here, I kind of want to lower this, but sometimes I be talking and then my head be going up. But anyways, okay, it's a little bit lower, okay. I want to do a video on Senior NCO lessons that I learned as a Senior NCO. I just retired. It's been like 3 months, maybe 4 months since I retired. And it's the best decision I ever made in my life, right? Being a Senior NCO was something I decided that I wanted to do after I saw other CNCOs not do it well, right? I had other plans for my life when I was in the military to actually not be a CNCO. I was going to transfer over and be an O, but that didn't work out. God saw fit otherwise. And even when I did tell other confidants that I was going to take the AFOQT and go from there, they was like, I think you'll be better suited as Senior NCO because you have more power as a Senior NCO than a junior officer. And they are 100% correct. But anyways, just some short lessons that I've learned. And if you watch the other video about what I learned in Air Force, it will bleed into this. But just as a Senior NCO, you know, E7, E8, E9. And these are things that you can take whether you're in the Air Force, Marines, Navy, whatever. Number one, network with other Senior NCOs and senior officers. So senior officers would be your FGO. So like your majors, your lieutenant colonels, you know, generals too, because they know that you are the leader and they are looking towards you. Not to say that they're not leaders, but they know that you are the leaders of the enlisted people, right? Your opinion counts and they know that the people are going to listen to you more so than they'll listen to them, right? So you want to connect with your senior officers because you're not going to always like all of them. They're not going to always see eye to eye. And at the end of the day, their decision does count. What they say does go, but you can have influence over them. So the more that you can network with them and influence them, the better the work environment, the better the command, the better the leadership will be, right? And not to say you're going to win over every senior officer, because some people are just so hell-bent on, I am the officer, you got to listen to me. And those people will die a lonely death, okay? Period. Okay. Next, you want to network with your fellow senior NCOs. For the most part, I did very, very well at this. There are some senior NCOs who will see you as competition and not like you. They might smile in your face. They might talk to you. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. But they really don't like you because what they see that you're doing, they don't ever want to do because they became lazy. Some people will get to the rank of a senior NCO and sit and be like, I made it to where I want to be at and I'm going to retire. Cool. We need people like you because you can still be a worker bee. But don't hate on somebody else who's trying to make a difference in a unit, make a difference in their base or their post, and keep it moving. But you will run into some haters that you would think we're supposed to be homies. Everybody ain't your homie, especially if you're the same rank. They're going to see you as competition. But you're going to have more people who want to be your friends and to work with you and network with you as a Senior NCO than the other guys, right? So for me, I was weather, right? Like meteorology or whatever in the Air Force. So I had to network all the time with intel, TACPs, senior officers, junior enlisted, the Army. Like I was in the field all the time. If I did not know people, I would not be able to get my way, right? Maybe some ways I get my way, but it's better to know people with relationships that are, you know, within your same tier of rank because they automatically know you cool. I'm gonna get this for her, for him, because that's my buddy, you know? So sometimes when you have those relationships, those relationships can work for you just off the strength of you knowing them, right? And they know that you are a certain rank, and they'll work things out for you. Next, you want to get your name out there at work or on base, right? Okay, yeah. So at work, so I learned the hard way that, not the hard way, but I learned that if your name and your face is not out there, people will not know who you are. And promotion is what we all want. We all want more money, and some people want more responsibility. right? And those senior officers are going to end up promoting you and saying, yes, he or she is the best person for this next position. They are qualified. And I'm going to let you know, people are going to think that you're qualified just based on the impression that you left with them, not based on how you work, not based on how well you work, your leadership skills. If you cool with them, you will get promoted. It's sad, it's sad, it's sad. But I'm telling you right now, that is the end of the story, okay? You could be the best leader, but if people don't know you, if they don't like you, you're not going to be chosen. And that's where I fell out. That's where I kind of failed at, is I thought that my work ethic, me being better than everyone else at the job, would speak volumes. And if anything, it kind of isolated me, because you kind of gotta be, I don't want to say kiss nobody's behind, because I didn't do it, and I don't ever plan to do that in life, but I mean, you kind of, this is going to lead into my next one, but you kind of got to keep it a cool head. You kind of got to be cool with people who don't like you. You kind of just be cool with them not like you, right? But doesn't mean you have to hate them, right? So get your name out there. People need to know your face. They need to put the name with the face, obviously, and remember, like, okay, I see this person's name. I know that face. I see them around. I'm going to promote them. And you know what? There was times where I did get promoted that senior officers did not believe that I should have gotten promoted. But the right officer knew who I was. He saw me actually out there trying. He always saw me, like, you know, doing my grind on base. He promoted me. But the people who were working for him did not think I deserved it. And I mean, a couple colonels didn't think I deserved it. But the HNIC thought I did. So, you know, in the story. So either way, if I wouldn't have got my name out there, if people didn't know who I was, I wouldn't have gotten promoted. So I'm telling you, that's very, very important. So number 3, burn no bridges. Okay. I definitely failed at that one, because I'm the type of person, if you piss me off, if you do something wrong to me, if you're just not a kind, genuine person, you're going to know I don't like you, right? And not to say you're supposed to like people like that, but you need to be able to work with people like that, because those people are going to be everywhere. It's better that you know the snake in the grass than the snake that you don't know is coming up behind you to bite you, right? So what I will say is, even if you have hard conversations, you got to be able to get your point across without saying F you. And I would say F you all the time. People do not to mess with me, right? And they need not to get on my bad side. But people will get on your bad side regardless, because everyone has different personalities. Some people are stuck in their ways too, and some people don't want to change. And you're not here to change anybody. You're just here to work with them, right? So just burn no bridges. Just know that will make your life as a senior NCO much easier if you don't burn them. Oh yeah, number 4. I just do like that because it's kind of annoying doing this, but you do have to build up your junior CGOs, like your LTs and your captains, because let me see. Because those are going to be the future FGOs. Those are going to be the future senior officers. And a lot of times, those people are the most clueless out of the whole organization, right? But they are in leadership positions, which is insane to me. But whatever. So in order to, I don't want to say manipulate, but in order to make the environment a better environment, you are going to have to rope that CGO up by the neck and tell him or her, this is how things are going to be done. That's how we should do it. That don't mean they're going to listen to you. But the fact that you still imparted your knowledge on them is still going to be worth at the end of the day. They're going to remember what you said or didn't say. And at the end of the day, it falls on them, right? And if you know you did your job and people around you know that you did your job and they failed, they know it's going to be on them, not on you. So even if people don't listen to you, as in your fellow CGOs, they can crash and burn on their own. But once they get their head out of their behinds and they realize they can't make it without a senior NCO in this unit, they will start to learn to shut up and color, right? And if they never do, they're going to end up being one of them FGOs, senior officers, who no one's going to like, right? So they're going to learn their lesson eventually. And if they never do, God's going to teach them. Just like, that is my answer for everything. God is going to show us. and they will show you too, right? So either way, that is our responsibility to lead these junior officers because they are reckless, okay? Number 5, take care of yourself. That really should be number 1, but just after you do all these other things for everybody else, and I mean for decades, at the end of the day, you're going to have yourself. That is who you're going to have left behind. And if you impart so much more knowledge into other people and don't take care of yourself, who are you going to have at the end of the day? You're going to have zero, zilch. You're going to be in an ER because you didn't take care of whoa! Yeah, you're going to be in an ER if you don't take care of yourself. So, I mean, mental health. I mean, financially, spiritually, physically. Like, towards the end of my career, I realized I really wasn't taking care of myself physically. I wasn't working out as much as I should have because I was worried about getting the job done. I had so much to do, but I let my health decline. Not in a super bad way, but I realized when I compared how physically fit I was when I was a NCO and airman compared to a senior NCO, it's like day and night. Not to say I wasn't passing PT tests once a year, okay? But I was working out way more as obviously an airman NCO because I had more time to, less responsibility. But what I'm saying is, if I could do it again, that work is gonna be there tomorrow. And you know, I used to have fellow CGOs and senior NCOs tell me that all the time, and I still sat there at work and still did it. Because I have a thing about like, I want to get stuff done before I go home. But really, the thing is, the work is going to be there when you get back at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30. It's worth it if you go take a break and go walk on the track. Go walk outside. Go get you some sun. Go to the gym. Slam some balls down or something. Like, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it if you financially save money. Because when you retire, you want to be able to not have to work, or you want to be able to go on leave or use your terminal leave and travel, or just sit in the house, whatever you want to do, but be able to do it without having to worry about having a job. And of course, on terminal leave, you're going to have money coming in, but what happens when you retire? What if you don't get what you think you're going to get, like the job in the right amount of time? You're going to need some money to fall back on. So I would say, definitely save while you're in the military. You're going to get a paycheck, you know, 1st and the 15th. Put some money aside. It's gonna be saving you for your life later on. Or the fact that you can just go and splurge while you're in the military because you have money in the bank, right? Shorty, what you drank. You're not living paycheck to paycheck, right? Spiritually. Now, I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, okay? Alpha and Omega, okay? But if I did not have a foundation of God, I would have burnt a lot of places down, okay? To the ground. I had to pray a lot before I would leave my car in the morning to go into the work center. And if I didn't have that, I would probably be one of them active shooters. Not to say that I would shoot somebody, but it wouldn't have been nice if I didn't have something else to rely on outside of the military, outside of my own brain, outside of my own self, because people will drive you crazy. And they will be successful at it if you let them, right? So for me, I should have worked out more, but I didn't. That could have been a great outlet for me. And now that I'm retired, I gotta get back into working out more because I'm trying to look like this for the rest of my life, period, okay? But yeah, spiritual is important. I'm gonna pray to Jesus. I don't know who you're gonna pray to. I'm gonna pray to the Lord to help me every day. So find you something that you believe in. Some people, like I met people who believe in like crystals and rocks and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, I don't need no rocks around me, okay, besides diamonds. But anyways, it helped them and then they got promoted. So that's all I know. Physical or mental. This is the most important thing. Like I said, people will drive you crazy if you let them. And sometimes that is their only purpose when they come to work, is to get on your nerves, to come to your office, to make sure you get no work done because they're always crying, boo-hooing, and lying to your face, right? And then things start to mount up on your little notebook that you write down all your notes in from all your staff meetings every Monday. And you're gonna have a meltdown, right? And I think meltdowns don't have to happen. I think if you have a foundation where you have someone you can cry on their shoulders, you have people you can talk to, it will help you. Not to say that if you have a meltdown that it's a complete breakdown, but sometimes some things do need a meltdown and breakdown so you can build back up, okay? Period, okay? But regardless, you want to have a strong mental headspace. You don't want to fall into depression. You don't want to fall into deep anxiety, because people are going to stress you out. So don't let them stress out your brain, because when that brain goes, everything else goes by the wayside. Trust me, okay? So whether that means you need to meditate, take deep breaths. Like for me, I do take deep breaths. I'm telling you, that does something to me. Like, it really calms my central nervous system when I take deep breaths. And it just helps me decompress and to keep it moving. And it really does something to my brain when I breathe like that. Either way, you want to have a mental solid foundation so that you don't lose it, right? Last, not least, know when to bow out gracefully. As a senior NCO and as a fellow leader, there's some battles you can't win, okay? There's some people you can't win over. And at the end of the day, you have to still love yourself. You have to know that you are important and that you got this no matter what happens, right? So whether that means hang up the hat and finally retire, whether that means change work centers, whether that means you need to take a knee and I need a mental health day, bow out gracefully, because you cannot do everything by yourself and you cannot do it alone. And I had to learn that too. I had to learn that too. But anyways, these are my little lessons, my 6 lessons learned for being a senior NCO. And I'm not saying that people didn't tell me this or I didn't have really good mentors, but it's different when you have hindsight and you're looking back 2020, I'm about to say 50-50. 2020, right? And I'm just trying to impart some knowledge to people who want to be senior NCOs and who are. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments.